Hello everyone, this is Deepika Patel and welcome to the School Kids class. So today we will discuss the importance of vegetative propagation as we discussed in our previous video the method of vegetative propagation, okay, and its type. So today we will discuss three topics, and that is number 1, importance of vegetative propagation, okay, and next the tissue culture. So sorry these topics are given in your NCERT, okay, and next we will discuss the spore formation. So let's move from the first one, which is importance of vegetative propagation. So tell me, what is vegetative propagation? So this is a method of the sexual reproduction in which the vegetative parts are used for the reproduction, okay, vegetative parts used parts used, okay. We do not use seeds in this method, okay. So what is the importance of this method? Number 1, that the the plants which is grown from this method is grown it grows earlier than the seed method, okay. Plants grows earlier and faster than the seeds method. Seed method means the plant which is grown by the seeds, okay. Next, the second which is important point is it is that the plants which is grown from the vegetative propagation is exactly similar to the parent plant, okay. So the characteristic, let's say example that this is a rose, okay, and you produce a new rose plant by the cutting method of the vegetative propagation, okay. Cutting method, use the cutting method, you take a stem of this plant and just sown in the soil, and after a few days the rose plant is produced, okay. So this is a produced plant, okay, and this is a parent plant. So the produced plant, the characteristic of this produced plant will be similar to the characteristic of parent plant, okay. So this is the importance of the vegetative propagation, means the plants which is produced is genetically similar to the parent plant, okay. Means the variation which we have studied, like the variation is lesser than the seed plantation, okay. In the vegetative propagation method, this second point means the less variations in the plant, okay, less variations in the plant. So these two are the importance of vegetative propagation, that plants grows earlier and faster, and the plants which is produced is genetically similar to the parent plants, okay. So let's move to the tissue culture. What is tissue culture? Tissue culture, so it is a scientific method in which what we will do, we take a plant, okay, let's say this is a plant, Okay, and what we will do in this plant, we take the cells and the tissues, cells or the tissues of this plant. Okay, and this cells and tissues is produced in a plant, in a small plant, in a chemical. This cells and tissues is placed in a chemical, okay, in which the plant is produced, small plants, okay, the earlier age of the plant is produced, and when it is done, so it will grow, it will placed into the soil, okay, and then the mature is plant, the mature age of this plant means the plant grows in the mature age in the soil. So in this method the plant grown is faster, okay, so that's why this method is used, and this is basically used most of the ornamental plants. Okay, ornamental plants, what is the ornamental plants? Means the plant which is used for the decorative purpose at our house. Okay, so the example is like the money plant. Okay, so what we will do in this method, we take the cells or the tissues of the plant and then place it in a chemical so it grow faster, and when it is a earlier stage of the plants, so it is placed in the soil, it is placed in the soil so that it grown pressure and disease free conditions. Okay, disease free conditions. So this is a tissue culture method. So let it write it down. It is a method in which plants are produced by taking their cells and tissues. Okay? Tissues of the plant. Okay. So this is a tissue culture method. And now let's move to the spore formation. So in the spore formation, it is also a multicellular asexual reproduction. Okay, multicellular asexual reproduction. Okay, so you have seen the braid. Okay, so if you take a braid and leave it for a few days, so some thread like structure is appeared in the braid. So okay, so what is this thread like structure? This is a spores. This is a spores. Okay, the plant called and there is a plant which is called the rhizobus. Okay, and it is look like this. This is called the hypha. This is the stem, and this bulb like structure is called the spongia. Okay, spongia, and in this spongia there is a spores. Okay, so let's take this spongia, that this is a spongia. Okay, and under this these spores there is a spores. So uh, above the spores there is a layer which protect the spores from destroying. Okay, there is a layer which protect the spores from the destroying. So what is happening after when the favorable conditions outside the environment, so this layer burst, okay, and the spores spread into the environment. When the conditions favorable favorable in outside the environment, then this layer burst, okay, and the spores spores spread into the environment, and that's how spread into environment, and that's how the spores produced. Okay, so spores produced in the moist surface. So when it spread in the environment, so in the moist surface they will again produced. Okay, so this is how the spore formation is done. This is called the spore formation. Okay, so I hope this is clear for you. So basically this is from by the rhizobius plant. Okay, there is a spores in the rhizobius plant. So the main function of the reproduction function which is done by this plant is the spores or the spongia. Okay, these two are means they are like a physical structure. Okay, so this is the spore formation, and I hope this is clear for you. And keep revising, keep practicing, and in the next video we will discuss from the sexual reproduction. Okay, we will see what is sexual reproduction and its type. Okay, and we will see also in the plants and the animals. Okay, so let's end the class here, and thank you for joining the class. Thank you again.